Alright guys, this is my version of my video about the whole Jimmy Butler saga. Well, it's official. He wants out. And he'll rather play for any team other than the Miami Heat. So, as a Heat fan, you don't want to hear that, considering, me personally, Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite NBA players of all time. Because just the way he, his Chicago days, I watched him. Hell, we had some battles with Jimmy Butler, but I watched Butler back in the day, how he developed his game into what he is now. And there's a pretty interesting stat. Jimmy Butler usage rate for the Miami Heat is the lowest on the team. Like, even Haywood Highsmith has a higher usage rate for the last 2 games that he played, and he averaged 9 points. So clearly he wasn't trying. He had put no effort into playing. And why I think all of that is very unprofessional of Butler. I'm going to be honest, guys. It's very unprofessional of Butler. But I'm going to make a second video about Pat Riley today, too. Because this needs to be heard and it needs to be talked about. But back to the Jimmy Butler thing. He doesn't want to be here. He wants out. Him and his agent, representative, they want him out. He'll play for any team. So I don't think the interest for Butler is that high in the NBA market right now. And quite frankly, I don't think a team is going to sign him for the money he's looking for, even in free agency. I think Butler is going to come into a realization that you're 35, man, and while you did have a great 4 year, like the last 4 years in Miami, you've been great. People look at it like this because of the new CBA and how teams are going to be basically, they're going to be in a penalty if they try to pay a lot of players a lot of money. Like, a lot of teams are cutting cash and cutting players because they're not trying to be in that second or third apron. And right now, I think the Heat's in I think we're in the first apron, but we're towards the second apron or something like that. I got to look more into that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys. But Butler is a guy, he's an Asian superstar. He's 35. I mean, honestly, he probably only has one more good year in him. Maybe 2, maybe. But Butler is pretty much on the tail end of his prime, or even in the NBA in general. And right now, like I said, he's being very unprofessional as far as the team goes. He's not trying. He's not putting any effort in the Miami Heat schemes or in the games. He's basically just out there running cardio. So, with that being said, what the Miami Heat did with suspending him for 7 games, I think that was plausible. I think they're trying to get rid of him within the week. And don't be surprised if he's gone within a week or maybe 2 weeks. But I don't think they have any plan on. You might have, in other words, don't take my word for it, but you might have seen Butler's last game with the Miami Heat. With the Indiana Pacers. So that is it's a hard pill to swallow as a Heat fan, because I don't want Butler to go. I don't want Butler to go. I think we should re-sign him, and I think we should look for another star this free agency. Or I just wanted to run it back and see what we could look like with Tyler Hero looking like this year, guys, with him actually being healthy. We didn't have Tyler Hero in the Denver Nuggets NBA Finals series, guys. We didn't even have Tyler Hero got hurt in the first round. We didn't have him in that whole playoff run. We didn't have Goran Dragic or Bam Adebayo in the NBA Finals in the pivotal games back in 2020 against the LA Lakers, the bubble finals. A lot of times, Butler was out there by himself because of injuries to the other top scorers on the team. So it's just like that would-have, could-have, You never know. I think we had a great chance against Denver, but you never know. I definitely think we could have beat the Lakers in the bubble. That was 2 huge injuries that we couldn't beat them like that. So a lot of that has to do with Eric Spoelstra's schemes. but, you know, cheap shot at him. But, yeah, if I'm going to trade Jimmy Butler, I'm going to trade him to... I want De'Aaron Fox. Pat Riley has said that he wants to keep this team competitive, and he's not looking to rebuild necessarily. Everyone's talking about the Warriors trade with Kuminga, Looney, and Wiggins, and a couple first rounders. I do like that package a lot. It is appealing, but I want De'Aaron Fox. We need a point guard, and we need one bad. Tyler Hero needs to move back to the 2 guard. You put Triple J at the 3, and put Bam at the 4, and move Ware to the 5. That's how you should do it, or start him. That's how you should do it. Ware has clearly showed you that he is ready to be unraveled, and he can't really show his potential if you don't give him meaningful minutes. So you have to. With that being said, you gotta play him. You gotta start him eventually. So I think that would be a good playoff team. I think it could possibly get us far in the playoffs with De'Aaron Fox as the point. And, you know, then you sign a backup point guard like Dennis Smith Jr. I know they want, I can't think of his name, the guy that used to play for the Spurs. But Dennis Smith Jr. would be another good backup point guard. He's already said on the OG's podcast with Haslam and Mike Miller that, you know, he would love to play for the Heat. So, I think you should do that. Get you those 2 point guards, get De'Aaron Fox, and see what happens. You know, roll the dice with that, and then you build from there. You keep retooling from there. But as far as the any other trade, I don't think Houston's not interested in Butler, and Dallas is not that high on Butler either. And a lot of teams are not really that high on Butler. I keep hearing about this Zion Williams swap for Butler. I'm not really big on Zion, guys, because I don't think he loves the game that much, and I don't think even Heat culture would change his mindset on playing hard or just playing in games in general. He would essentially be another Jimmy Butler as far as, like, is he really available? Is he going to be available all these games? So I think a guy like Zion Williams is not really who we want. I don't think Heat fans should be clamoring for him because he is not. I don't think he's the answer. Like I said, if we're going to trade somebody or for someone, it has to be, I think it's De'Aaron Fox is the number one option, and I do like the Warriors package because it's a full package. You would clear pretty much. You'll have Kuminga at your 4. Spoelstra can keep his small ball, and you'll have Wiggins at the 3, and Bam at the 5, and then you keep your 2 guard lineup with Duncan and Tyler. If you want that, that's fine. I'm more interested in the picks and Kuminga, but if you want to do that, that's cool. But De'Aaron Fox can really change a lot of things for this franchise if we were able to swap him for Butler. And like Butler said, Butler doesn't care what he goes. He just wants out of Miami. And with the suspension and the tug of war with Pat Riley and all of this drama going on with the Heat that I hate, you know, I just think it's time to move on from him. It's been a good run. I hate that he's leaving. I really do. But clearly, this is not the spot for him anymore. He doesn't want to be here. So don't hold him against his will, Pat. Just let him go. Be your professional and let him go. And I think that's what Pat Riley in the front office is going to do. They're going to let him go. So, with that being said, we'll see what happens. I'll stay in touch with you guys, and we'll see what happens with the whole Butler debacle. Eli for 305 out. Let's get it. Stay tuned for the next video.